Did you know that your reality is a mirror around you? Do you ever notice when people see certain things or say certain things or feel certain things around you that makes you feel a certain way? And do you notice sometimes that you feel positive emotions because of this or negative emotions because of this? And it's totally different depending on which one you feel. So I'm going to explain why this happens and what you can do and the different types of mirrors you see around you. And if you see them, what you can actually do about it so you don't have these feelings, these problems, this thinking. My name is Alex Morgan, and I help you align your actions, your beliefs, your dreams, and your thinking so that you can create success. And success is here, and you might as well be ready for it. One of the easiest ways to be ready for it is to understand the mirrors around you and what you can do about them and how you can decide if these are problems for you or not. So the reason I'm talking about this is because there's a concept called perception is projection. So everything that you're probably thinking on the inside, you're going to see in the reality around you. You're going to see this at different times and different people. You're going to see mirrors that mirror your past, your present, and your future. So have you ever been around someone and they're saying something to you, however, it doesn't really feel like that's you that they're talking about, even though they're referring to you? Now that you know this, maybe you can decipher whether or not that's a projection of them or if it's a projection of you. And there's an easy way to decide. Now, if someone is saying something and it feels like it's a projection, or it may feel like it's you and you don't know, you need to consider, how do you feel when they say something like this? Now, if you get negative emotions about it, chances are that it's your projection, and it's okay if you get negative emotions about it. Just let this make you consciously aware that you need to resolve this inside of you. And maybe the fact that they said that and then you felt a certain way, it's already resolving because this happens. Now, when I work with people, when I work with clients, I notice different mirrors that come up. And sometimes I'm working with someone and they'll be talking a problem that I have resolved, a problem I haven't even had yet, or a problem that I have right now. So there's some different mirrors that can come up. And with different clients, when they say different things, I always think to myself, that's it. That's right. That's why we're working together. I totally get it now. And as I help them, I'm actually helping myself resolve different things as well. So it's quite fascinating because if we're really curious and we have a willingness to experiment and we actually observe and listen to the people around us and notice what they're feeling, what they're seeing, and what they're hearing, guess what? We can then resolve a lot of the stuff in us. So the first mirror is the mirror in the past. So we're talking to someone and they're talking about a problem that we used to have. Now that's great. Chances are we already resolved that because we used to have the problem. So we don't necessarily need to resolve this for ourselves. However, since we're listening to them and since we're compassionate people and we like to help people and have them have a safe space to where we can connect with them and really help them, then we can help them resolve this problem. You can tell them a story. You can tell them your own personal story about how you overcame something similar. And it's good to tell a story that doesn't have such conscious connection, that talks about the exact same words that they're mentioning. You can tell a story that's similar about you, a friend, a colleague, your boss, your business partner, a family member, whoever it is, and then just embed some learnings in the story that would help them overcome. You kind of need to do a mind read. Okay, what's this person interested in? I know this person. What are they telling me? Why are they telling me this? Maybe ask them, well, what's important to you about solving this problem you're telling me about? And then tell them a story and embed the things that they've told you in that story to overcome it. So it's really interesting when we have a mirror in the past. It's something we already resolved, so why don't we use our own unconscious mind and our skills and our resources that we have to help someone overcome this. We can use our thinking that we learned to help them overcome this as well if we notice a mirror in the past. Now, the next one is a mirror in the present. And so when we have a mirror in the present and we notice that right in front of us, then that is something for us to resolve. And this is great when this happens, when someone says something to you and you notice, wow, I'm going through this right now. So you need to decide right then and there that you want to change this. And then you need to also just give yourself permission to make the changes because you have something to resolve. So if you notice it's a limiting belief, you can ask yourself, when did I create this? What can I learn from this? What can I do instead to notice that you have other choices, other opportunities, and other possibilities? If it's a negative emotion, you need to also ask yourself, what can you learn from this negative emotion so you can let go of it easily and effortlessly and know that you have other choices, opportunities, and possibilities. Because a lot of people, we all have similar problems. We don't focus on what we want. We don't necessarily know who we are, so we haven't installed the beliefs and values and motivations that we want, and we haven't really considered things that we should consider yet. So if you notice a problem come up in another person, you need to ask yourself, okay, I have this problem. What's something that I haven't considered that will help me easily and effortlessly find a solution to this, or let go of this, or achieve something that I haven't achieved yet? So what's something you haven't considered? Some people have problems because of a lack of consideration. So you need to consider something. And this is when a mirror in the present comes up. So look at these mirrors in the present when they come up, especially if you get negative emotions about it. Use these mirrors as ways to grow and feel good and to achieve things that you want. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Now, the last one is a mirror of the future. So let's say you're talking to someone, or you're networking, you're building relationships, or maybe it's even a spouse or a friend, and they're starting to tell you about this really cool business that they have. They have all these employees. This is just an example. And you're thinking, I don't have a big business like that. I don't have a bunch of employees. Why are they telling me this? How could I possibly help them do this? Now, this happens to me sometimes because I don't have a bunch of employees. I coach people. However, I'm able to help them use their unconscious mind because a lot of the times they're trying to solve these problems in their business consciously. And so I can help them activate the unconscious mind to then solve their problems. So I need to help this person when it's a mirror of my future, a problem that I haven't run into yet or I don't have yet. I need to have this person consider something that they haven't considered yet. So I know I mentioned that in the mirror of the present. However, the lack of consideration is usually the main problem here for me to be able to help them. So, easy way to do this is you can ask them, well, if you had $1 million to solve this problem, how would you solve it in 30 days? Or if you could solve this problem in a first-class experience, how would you solve this? Depending on the person, if they like to just throw money at problems, you can also tell them, look, what if you had no money to solve this problem? What's something that you haven't considered yet that will help you solve this? And maybe this will cause them to dive in, to know themselves, understand their motivation and their beliefs. Or maybe they're just not designing and focusing on what they want yet. There's something that they haven't considered in their reality that will easily and effortlessly allow them to solve the problem. So it's pretty interesting to think about mirrors in the past, mirrors in the present, and mirrors in the future. And so ask yourself in any of these, when you notice any of these, you can ask yourself this question. Ask, how am I the solution here? How am I the solution? This will cause you to really grow, and this will cause other people to grow exponentially. Because you always need to respond to your circumstances for the desired effect. That's what responsibility means. And that's going to give you the freedom you want. And it's going to give the other people the freedom they want. Now, not only is it going to give you freedom, this is going to give you new skills, new resources, probably build stronger relationships with people, and this is going to expand your thinking more than you ever thought. So be really aware of the mirrors around you, especially the different ones, so you know how to tackle each one: the mirrors of the past, the mirrors of the present, and the mirrors of the future. Thanks so much for listening to this audio. I hope you found it really insightful. And if you did, definitely share this with someone else who will benefit. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the audio and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate everyone who's been subscribing lately, leaving different comments and suggestions so I can keep making these audios every single day. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you on the next video or the next audio.